Hey everyone, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on time. You know the deal. Anyhow, this video is may hit a little close to home, and it may spark some controversy, and that's all right. But I didn't want to create an alternative account and post the thoughts I had going about the recent events with this DEI purge. But I also wanted to keep it the topic centralized around the things that I'm interested in, which is, software engineering, and what the latest news is in artificial intelligence and models and training. Now, the recent events with this DEI purge hit close to home because, um, you know, Black Medal of Honor recipients from World War II, Vietnam War, they are being removed, quote unquote, mistakenly in this recent DEI purge. You can do your research on who was named, but from here, it's been posted on military.com and PBS, ABC News, but the one that I saw most recent removed was Jackie Robinson, which, if you know baseball, why would you remove that? Why would you label that as DEI? Now, how this relates to OpenAI, and I'm not saying OpenAI is being used to filter through military records that are publicly visible and label them as DEI, but they have to be using some sort of automation to scrape their records and and then label a page as DEI. So I asked myself, well, how are they labeling? What filter are they applying to their searches in this DEI purge? And it's got to be, simple terms like black, for instance, female, gay, anything that the current administration perceives as being related to DEI. Now, that may hit close to home for some, but you never. And in the comment section, if I'm wrong, post an example of a white Medal of Honor recipient being mistakenly removed in the purge. Now, they also removed that plane that had gay on it. I think that was from World War One or two. It was it had the word gay, and it was like just a word in in the actual name of the plane. That was also removed from the records, but that was what, 2 months ago maybe when I heard about that. And I don't want to keep this. This isn't a racial thing. I'm not trying to divide anyone, but I just want to put my thoughts out there and get some feedback. Because I think just as MLK said, you should be judged on the content of your character, not by the color of your skin. So let's get that straight. I am black. I'm Native American, and race isn't. It's the thing that we need to look at the least, and that's the idea. I mean, anyways, getting off track. But I'm thinking about the filters that they're applying to make their these DOGE employees' um, lives easier when they're trying to eliminate DEI quote unquote people who they perceive as DEI from military records and essentially from history. There's another potentially dividing idea is that the current administration is trying to rewrite history, and so that the next 100 years, that generation knows nothing about what even happened during this time. Now, this relates to the models and their thought process of, okay, so you have to apply a filter somehow, potentially, if they're even using a model. To me, it just looks like a grep on all their search terms of military records that are public facing. They've done a web crawl using terms which indicates like these terms that they've come up with or how they see DEI. It's giving you, at least it gave me an indicator of how these people think. And this has been known for quite some time, that the people, the developers training a model instill, or even the data that the model is trained on, it can form a bias depending on the type of content it receives. So I say that because, the filters, the people that are being mistakenly eliminated only seem to be people of color, words with gay in it. I haven't heard any the women eliminated or removed mistakenly from military public-facing records, but I haven't tried to pay. I don't consume myself with this information, but this time I just had to say something, because removing Jackie Robinson and labeling that as DEI is a slap in the face. Regardless of the color of your skin, like that, and you can say, oh, it's just a mistake. Well, so is collateral damage. So if they're okay with just saying writing it off as, oh, it's a mistake, let's hide behind that. It's a mistake. And this is Pete Hegseth leading the charge. If this is how he handles if this is his military mind, well, he's fine with collateral damage, and that should concern anyone, because that doesn't sound. I get it's a thing, but it's, why would you? We can do better. We can be more. We can accomplish our goals with a scalpel. If this is really what they want to do, they are being extremely reckless in their approach on how they're filtering records. Because they're eliminating some prominent Medal of Honor recipients that have served the United States military. So I guess it's just, if it is a model that's been trained, or it's to scrape web pages for specific terms and automatically remove pages, we can do better. If it's a grep or a manual page remove, then they knew what they were doing. Or they have no concept of military history and what a Medal of Honor means, especially during, when was this? I think it was Vietnam for this particular person. Army Major General Charles Calvin Rogers. And they labeled it as DEI Medal of Honor. That's a slap in the face. Anyhow, I think we should be careful using models if this is the case. But if it isn't, obviously, still need to be careful, and without keeping this too political. What's happening is wrong from a technical perspective. Nothing is being carefully handled, and the idea of making mistakes is they are too comfortable with making mistakes in this administration. And as the DOGE employees, they're I don't know about you guys, but I am not. Mistakes are a great learning tool until it gets to production. So we can do better. And like if you agree, post your comment. If you don't, I'd love to hear some feedback. And anyhow, I'm going to get back to doing some Zeek stuff and Docker and all that good stuff. I'm going to carry on with my day. Thank you for being here, and I'll post something soon. I appreciate you. Take care.